goodness, you all are making me laugh. I'm trying to make this thumbnail. I look up and I see your comments talking about not sipping and slurping. I can't wait to see this. All right, Melly, it's coming. It's coming. Ah. Oh, look, they have a new feature where I can have ads in the live video every 6 minutes, every 12 minutes, every 18 minutes. How often should I put an ad in for the live video? Every 6 minutes, every 12 minutes, or every 18 minutes? Take your vote now. Please hurry and take the vote because I need to select this quickly. 6 minutes, 12 minutes, or 18 minutes. I'm gravitating towards 6 to 12 because, you know, people come in and then they go out, you know, and I want to get my ad revenue. Oh, goodness. Oh, my gracious. 6 minutes. Divine, 18 is far too long, girl. That's even more than TV shows. And QB4 saying no ads in the live is a perk of catching the show live. Well, QB, I ain't never seen no apple come in from you, so thank you. It's 6 minutes it is. The nerve of some people. Okay, maybe I'll do 12 minutes. 6 or 12. 6 or 12. I'm going to do 6 minutes. Okay. The nerve. All right. Listen, we're 4 minutes before we live. I put that thing to 6 minutes because I'm going to make my money, QB. You ain't going to cheat me and then walk out on me on an oyster date. Ah, God have mercy. Wait, somebody's name is Your Tears Are Wine to Me. I cannot. I can't. You know what? Let me get myself together for this show. Let me concentrate and get myself together. Y'all crazy. All of y'all. Every single last one of you. LaToya, you too. Bomb Barbie, especially you. Listen, if you all are not on my other page, make sure you're on the other page. I uploaded part 2 to that whole debacle with the bald and lonely person. Go watch that. I'll put this here, www.youtube.com/@Tonya clips. Somebody is saying put the ads at the end of the show. Nope. The ads are going to be in the middle of the show. That's the whole purpose of the show. Don't you know that TV and magazines just exist for the ads? That's what pays for you all to be able to get this quote unquote free entertainment. Anyway, we're live in 2 minutes. And you know what? Somebody brought up a good point. How do you send apples? I need to have a QR code on this screen so that you all can start gearing up as we're gearing up. So thank you for that suggestion. 1.5 minutes till we're live. Hey! Oop, 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 oop. Hey! Welcome in, everybody. Welcome. You know, we don't have the captions up. I'm sorry, give me 1 second. I didn't realize while we were talking behind the scenes, you all distracted me, see? You all distracted me with your cute comments and your jokes. But here, now we got them captions up. Welcome in, everybody, welcome. As you know, I'm your host, Tonya TKO. We're going to get live on every platform in just a moment. I wanted you all to see this madness. Talk about a boondoggle. Listen. Oh my goodness. So, a woman went out to dinner. You know what? Let's get live on all of these platforms. Let's go ahead and get live. Let's get live. Let's get live. Let's get live. Let's get live. Oh, that's mad loud. That is really loud. I gotta fix my volume. All right. My bad on that. Oh, my Lord, I done lost the thing now. Here we go. All right. All right, let's go ahead and get live on every platform. We are live on Twitch. We're live on Twitter. We're live on Facebook. We're live on LinkedIn. And of course, you know we are live on YouTube, which is the main platform. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I saw this video this morning and I had to laugh to myself because I said, what a guanya? You know, and there's some self-love lessons in here that we need to talk about. So first things first, I am your host, Tonya TKO. And as you know, I am a self-love specialist from TonyaTKO.com. I help women learn to love themselves again after relationship trauma diminished their self-worth. And so that's what we do on this channel. And we look for teachable moments in viral videos. And there's a lot of teachable moments here that I want to speak with you all about because this right here, this sent me right here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let me pull this video up for us to react to. Give me just 1 second. I had it up, but then when I just changed the sound, it pushed it down. So here. If I can just grab this, perfect, here, and get this volume up and this on the screen. Here we go. So if you all are ready, I am ready. And then you know what? We're going to open up the phone lines after this because I want to ask you ladies some questions. So ladies, watch this, look for the self-love lessons, and then I'm opening up the phone lines because I have questions for the ladies after we watch this madness. All right, this volume is not coming through. Which track is this on? This should be here, 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 and then
Today I linked with this nigga I met a few weeks ago out with my friends. This nigga been texting me for weeks talking to himself. Why I didn't block him, bitch, I don't know. But today I was bored and I had time, so he texted me like, can we meet for drinks? And I'm like, yeah, meet me here. They got the best fucking oysters in Atlanta, like hands down. So I'm like, yes, I can get some content, come on. It's so good. Y'all, when the fourth one came out, he was looking at me crazy. I didn't give a fuck. I'm like, baby, you invited me out. I'm gonna eat, and I was coming anyway. But I ain't gonna lie, no, I wouldn't have did all that, but I did do all that. It was so good. I was not expecting it to be that good. It was just so good. Like I had to. It was so good. So after that, I'm like, baby, what's next? What I'm about to eat? These potatoes, they were so good. And the crab cakes, everything was so good. 10, baby. Why the fuck this bitch ass nigga say he going to the bathroom and never come back? The fuck? I'm like, hold the fuck on. It's been like 10, 20, 30 minutes, bitch. What the fuck this nigga at? Had to end up grabbing a tab, bitch. Nigga left me with his little one fucking drink. Yeah, bitch, I'm so glad bitch keep me some money, cause what? That was crazy to me. And I said, bitch, you running out on the tab. He talking about, I'm offering you to drink. The fuck are you talking about, bitch? Yeah, so.
okay, all right. So, listen. I need your comments about this madness right here because because there's a lot to unpack here. So she starts out the video by saying that she wasn't interested in him. She says that he was writing to himself in her inbox for weeks, right? And then she decided to go out with him, right? Listen to what it is that she said. This is the whole breakdown. She didn't like him. She wasn't interested in him. She decided to go out with him, and she even admitted that if she didn't feel that he was treating, that she wouldn't have did all of that. She wouldn't have ordered these 4 trays. She's eating, she's slurping, and then what's more is she got her doggone camera out at the table. So she got the camera out. She's filming as she's eating. What do you think the conversation was like with this young lady? I mean, honestly speaking, I want you all to start thinking about the self-love lessons in all of this, right? So this is my favorite part. This is my favorite part.
Invited me out. I'm gonna eat, and I was coming anyway. But I ain't gonna lie. No, I wouldn't have did all that, but I did do all that. It was so good. I was not expecting it to be that good.
My favorite part is coming up.
It was just so good. Like I had to. It was so good. So after that,
this right here.
I'm like, baby.
Oh no, not this part.
What's next? What I'm about to eat? These potatoes, they were so good.
And I'm wondering what this woman's weight is like, because the amount that she is eating, and then she took butter and poured it on top of the potatoes. Ladies, take care of your health. I mean, just
good. And the crab cakes, everything was so good. 10, baby. Why the fuck
this is my favorite part. This is my favorite part right here, when she's like, the F. listen to this.
This bitch ass nigga say he going to the bathroom and never come back. The fuck.
That's my favorite part right there. That's my favorite part. What is going on? Ladies, what are we doing out here? What are we doing? What is this mess? This right here is a boondoggle, if I ever seen one. So my question to you is why? Why do this? If you're not interested in a person, why go out to use them for free food? Why take your time? When you love yourself, your time is precious. Time is one of those things that we can never get back. Time is our most precious commodity. Why is she out here in these streets like this? I can't lie. I gotta be really honest with you, because I've been out here working on I've been out here working on being more social, making more friends, et cetera, et cetera. And there are certain types of women that for where it is that I'm at in my life, I can't befriend. And women who are on some tip like this, I have no interest in. This right here to me is low vibrational. This right here to me is behaving in the same vein and manner in which many men out there behave. We talk about men who go out there and they're using and abusing and stuff like that. If you're not interested in a person, why waste their time? But my question to you ladies is, how can a man assess before going out? Speaking of which, he said that this was supposed to be a drinks date. You saw when the camera pointed to the other side of the table that he had one drink, right? Meanwhile, she had four oyster trays. Look, that's his. Oh, you can't see it. I'm sorry, I didn't have it up on the screen. There. This is his one drink on the other side of the table, right? My entire question is, number one, why are we going out with people that we're not interested in? Two, if she had him on red for weeks and he was just talking to himself in the inbox, what type of person does she make herself look like, that she couldn't have an honest conversation with him and be like, you know what, I'm just not interested? Or, because first of all, I don't know why she gave him her number. She wasn't interested. But some people say you got to give your number, otherwise you're in danger, right? Because they'll wait to see. But if that's the case, as soon as you walk away, you just block them, right? If you're not interested like that. But to do unto another person as you would not want done unto you. Listen, you know what? When I was in my 20s, I'll keep it a buck with you all. I worked at a strip club as a waitress when I was in my 20s. And, the footballers, ballers, all different types of people would come in. And there was this one guy that was in the NFL. And he was interested in me. I was interested in him. And I was like, well, I know this guy has a lot of money and all this other stuff. And I didn't want to I was in my 20s. I was just trying to figure things out myself. And so there was a place right across the street or up the road from the club. And he was like, after the club, people get food. And so we went to this restaurant, one of my favorite restaurants. And I decided that I was going to pay. I knew the man had money. I was trying something new and something different. And he was kind of a little like, what are you doing? Like when the check came, and I wanted to pay. I wanted to try something different. I don't know. I made a lot of money that night. I was in my 20s. I wasn't thinking straight. And so I paid for our food, and it was expensive. It was expensive. And I was like, golly. When the bill came, and I looked at it, my stomach dropped. And he was like, no, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I was like, oh no, I got it. I wanted to seem like a baller. I wanted to seem like I had it all together. I wanted to seem like I wasn't really there for the dude's money, right? And it was expensive. And it was from that day forward that me personally, I obtained a tremendous amount of respect for what it is that men do, especially if they're taking multiple women out while they're trying to find someone. Because this meal, it was a grip, and I was like, God, I couldn't imagine doing that 3 times a week with different people. I mean, it's an investment, right? So if we as women are going to say, you know what, well, I want a man to invest in me, is this man even somebody that you're interested in? Because if it's not an investment, then what is it? If it's not an investment, what is it? Jasmine is saying, I bet you he expected to get some cat after buying her drink. We don't know. We don't know, but I know as those trays were coming out, she said he was looking crazy. And the next thing you know, he went to the bathroom, right? And so, listen, anyway, I'm going to open up the phone lines because I was having a conversation with someone behind the scenes. You all know that I coach behind the scenes. You know, I'm a life coach, right? And I was having a conversation with someone, and we were talking about dinner dates and going out to dinner and having this revolving door situation in your dating life where people are just pulling up to get what it is that they want, fill their bellies, burp, throw the napkin down, and walk out the door. Not another word, not another nothing, right? And so this person was asking me, well, how does a person know when a woman is or isn't interested before you go out? And I said, listen, just get her on a FaceTime and just ask her, look, are you attracted to me? Can you see yourself with someone like me? And look at her body language when she starts answering. And if she's getting tense in the shoulders and she's scrunched up and stuff like that, you know your answer, right? And the person was like, listen, that just, it is against my core to ask something like that, because to me it breeds lack of confidence. I like to be direct and to the point, and I know that if a man that I were not interested in asked me whether or not I was really truly interested in him, I could not lie. I couldn't. And there are a plethora of men out there that wouldn't lie to you either. By and large, a lot of us women lie to ourselves, and many of us don't even ask the questions to even get the quote unquote lie or truth, right? We don't even ask. I feel that it's best to ask. In the conversation that I was having, the person did not feel that it was appropriate to ask, right? And so I want to ask you ladies out there, and I'm going to open up the phone lines. I want to ask you all, what is a way that a man can assess whether or not you're interested in more than just the food before you all go out? And what we're going to do is we are going to take a quick break. And when we come back from the break, the phone lines are going to be open. So if you want to get ready to get in the queue, you can go ahead and get ready to do that now, right? But the question is, what can a man ask you? And so I'm going to open up the phone lines for women to call in and answer honestly, so that we can put it out there. And you know what? I'll say this, right? There's a lot of different content creators who make a lot of different content. And a lot of the content that we're seeing nowadays is filled with vitriol and hate from either side. However, if we want to have positive interactions that lead to healthy relationships, it starts with how we move. And I'm asking you all, right? What is it that a man can ask? How can he tell? Is asking bad? Is asking fruitless? What is the best way? And so we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back from this break, we're going to turn on the phone lines, and then we're going to get into the conversation. So during this break, I want you all to stand up and move. I want you to get up, and this is the opportunity for you to get your movement in. Listen, moving, getting your heart rate up increases your endorphins and it heals your body. So listen, I got some high-spirited music on. So get up out of your seat and move your feet. There's some QR codes on the screen. Support the show. You can send a Cash App, PayPal, or Visa, MasterCard, American Express. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. I was doing burpees during the break. I'm tired right now. Oh, listen, I was trying to, oh my goodness. All right, so welcome back. We're going to check the apples and then we're going to open up the phone line. So I hope that you all are ready with your answers. I heard some apples come in. So here, let me check these real quick. All right. Whew. What were you all doing during the break? Get your movement in. This is your life. This is your body. You have to love yourself enough to, even if it's just a 3-minute break in the middle of a video that reminds you to just get up and move. Do something, stretch. Anything is better than nothing. All right, so Miss Love sends 555 for support. Shantae sends $2 and says, she's wrong. I would have left too. Brittany sends $5 and says, always be prepared to pay your own way. That was so funny. She said, the F? All right. So thank you all for the apples. Thank you for supporting the show. I appreciate that. All right. Let's get these phone lines up and running. So first, who's going to be the first caller? Telephone number is 323-488-3149, and the phone lines are open. So, yes. What the question is, how will a man know? What can he ask? What can he do? How can he ascertain whether or not you are interested in him or just the free food? Oh, Zena is on the treadmill. All right, you go, girl. You go, girl. That's what I'm talking about. You go, girl. All right. Whew. So I want to take a few moments to emphasize what I feel are self-love points that we can hone in on right now, just from what it is that we have seen. Value your time. And this goes for any human being out there. Also, listen, we have to love ourselves enough to, if there's a person who is ignoring our messages, then we don't keep writing to them for weeks. There's nobody out there who is on a higher plane than you are in terms of human worth hierarchy. So no, don't do all of that. Don't do all of that. Take yourself and find someone who is interested in you for you. Find somebody who is returning some energy. Now, I can understand why there can be women who will be apprehensive, but if the woman is not returning any of your energy back to you, you just have to keep it pushing. She's not interested. Vena says on a drinks date, he is less likely to get lucky. Well, you know, some men, they use drinks as a way to intoxicate a person, and then they trying to get lucky from there. And then why is it referred to as quote unquote getting lucky? Oh, no women are going to call in? Wait a minute now. Let me check this line and make sure. 323, this is the number going across the screen right there. 323-488-3149. Miss Chi is saying men use women all the time. Okay, so is your goal to be like a man? Is your goal to use the example of a person who is low vibrating to model yourself after that? Is that your goal, to be XY like? If that is your goal, then by all means, go out there and behave as an XY. By all means. And I know that energy is circular. What you put out comes back. What comes back is related to what it is that you have put out in some way. And if not in some way, then there's a learning lesson there for you to create yourself as the person that you choose to be. So I need somebody to test the line for me to just make sure that the phones are working, because I'd love to hear from women. Listen, more than 70% of my audience are women. So let's hear. I want to hear from you. I want to hear. Your Tears says, my ex narcissist boyfriend used me for 2 years and dumped me for another woman who had more money. Well, you know what I will say about this? Narcissism is the new catchphrase that exists out there on the streets. And what I have found is that that there's a relationship that exists between the narcissist and the person who is claiming that they're a narcissist. And quite often, I have found that people who end up in these relationships with people who they say are narcissists, that there is something about their programming that made that person's behavior seem normal. So if you're a person who has parents who were narcissistic or were in several narcissistic relationships early in life, as in your formative years, I urge you to please go get yourself looked at and checked out by a therapist, because more often than not, there are characteristics that you yourself exhibit that are either codependent or you yourself a baby narcissist. I hate to put it that way. I hate to put it that way, but sometimes we get out narcissisted by a narcissist who's a bigger narcissist than we are. And to hear you say that this person used you for 2 years, if that is the narrative that you are positing, I'm going to implore you to look and see to take accountability for how you showed up to keep yourself in this relationship with this person for 2 years, and what it is that you were wanting to gain, hoping to gain by buying this person's affection, by wanting to keep this person small and low. You have to look within yourself, but there are reasons why and things that people benefit from a person being in a relationship with them who have less money. There are women who specifically target men in prison, who are imprisoned, so that they have a man who they, one, know is not cheating on them, two, they know can't go nowhere, three, is dependent on them, four, is a captive audience, literally and figuratively. I don't think the phone lines are working, because I asked someone to try it, and it's not, I don't see any call coming through. So, oh, actually, there are many calls coming through. And let me close this window. Let me close the whole browser and then reopen it. Give me just 1 second. Let me close the whole browser and then reopen it, because I didn't realize that there were calls coming through. My bad, y'all. My bad. Give me just 1 second. It's reloading right now. I need to restart my computer too. All right, I need someone to try now because the phone lines are refreshed. So I'm looking at the call log right now, and I'm seeing Antoinette. Yeah, I just saw that there were a bunch of calls. You know what? As a matter of fact, what I'll do is I'll just call back the calls in the order they were received. Oh, okay. Here we go.
There you go. How many calls I got to call for?
Hey, you're on the air live with Tonya TKO and the Tonya TKO show. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
Sprinkles McGee from Baltimore, Maryland. How
Okay, you
are
said your
you?
name is Princess McGee.
Well, Sprinkles McGee.
Oh, Sprinkles McGee. Okay, Sprinkles. Talk to us.
Hi.
Hi. So what is a
I
way...
had to turn this down.
Okay, go ahead.
Turn down my other device. Thank you. I'm ready.
All right. So what is a way that a man will know whether or not you are interested before you all go out, just so he can kind of gauge what behavior should he be on the lookout for? How can he tell?
Well, I think he should be on the lookout for, is she picking up your phone calls or messages? Is she responding? And how is she responding? And if you ask her a question, is she open to answering that question? I feel like if I don't like somebody, I don't really have too much time to give to you to answer questions. I don't even want you in my business. I don't plan on having you around. But if they're giving you the access in any way, that's telling you something. And plus, as a man, you need to be able to just ask the question, like, can you see me being your man? Ask it. If you've been talking to this person, hopefully you're not just going on a date after not having a conversation. But I do feel like, if as a man, if you meet a woman and you're interested, she doesn't have to be ready to jump out the window for you. So you're supposed to be impressing her. When you ask her out on a date, give her a budget. I maybe because I'm grown and I know how to budget my money, I would never have a problem with a man saying, I would love to get to know you and take you to dinner. I got $250. Where you want to go?
Yeah, I feel you on that too. I feel you on that as well. I feel you on that.
Not a
I
problem.
do. I feel you on that. I do feel you on that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'll even ask. I'll be like, well, what's the budget? What can I get? And if he's like, oh, get anything, or if he says that there's a budget, no, I feel you on that. I feel you on that.
Yeah, we're grown out here. I understand that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, Sprinkles, thank you so much for calling in. I'm going to take the next call. Thank you.
No problem, Tonya. Have a good day.
All right, bye-bye. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good. Are you all in favor of the ask the question? I'm going to call back the next number ending in 3053. So look out for the call. It's coming in now. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, you're live with Tonya. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
This is Nunu's Juju. I'm calling in from Shreveport, Louisiana.
Nunu's Juju? Okay. Well, Nunu. That's loud. Welcome in. Welcome. Okay, so the question is, how will a man know?
I mean, well, my thing is, how the other caller was saying, how is she responding to you? Is she giving you like one-line responses, like yes, no? Like, is she being really dry in the text messages or in the initial phone conversation? That would be one good way. Okay.
All right. So if she's being really dry, but what if she's like, I'm working, I have this high-powered job, I'm really busy. And then the messages are dry. How does a person know whether or not a woman is just working and busy? Maybe she's a mother. Maybe she, you know what I mean? If she's working and she's a mother.
Yeah. Well, my thing is, if you are considering dating someone and you've already opened yourself up to prospects and, you've given someone your number, then that means that you've already prioritized this. You've already prioritized some time in your life for this. So if she's giving you responses like that, like I'm busy with XYZ, then apparently she has not prioritized that time. So that would be a key indicator for him as well.
Okay, that is interesting. So you're saying, so if a woman is out there actively seeking to date someone and you're reaching out to her and she's giving you dry answers, and even if the dry answers are coming as a result of her being busy with work or with children, that means that she hasn't carved out a space in her life to be able to really cultivate a new relationship. That's what you're saying.
Yes, I would agree. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that, Nunu.
Thank you.
All right, Louisiana.
Thank you.
When I went down to Louisiana, I went on a walking tour. And I told this story a time or two before. And, that was to New York before. And yes, and we were out there and they were like, and they took us by some plantations and they was like, these are just like the good old days. Imagine sitting on the porch drinking your mint julep. And me and my sister was looking at each other like good old days, because they had those houses with the big white columns, on the plantation. And me and my sister hollered out, they wasn't good for everyone. And the people on the tour were like, I do declare.
Oh my goodness.
But yes, it was
thank
nice.
You so much, Tonya.
Thank you for calling in. Thank you for your answer. All right.
Yes. Bye.
All right. So next caller up, we have 4187. Exactly, the good old days. I was like, are these people serious? And it didn't even dawn on them that there were people who suffered greatly during that time. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Whew.
Please leave your message for.
Uh-oh. Let's try the next one. 2059. Oh wait, no, we just called did we? I think we spoke to her already. That's Nunu. This is Nunu, right?
No. Tonya?
Yes, this is Nunu.
No, this is Sprinkles McGee.
Oh,
I spoke
okay,
with
but
you
we did
before.
talk. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Sorry, I'm just going down the list because the incomings are not working. But thank you.
You
We'll talk.
probably see my number a couple of times when it wasn't working. Sorry.
I see. Yeah, no, that's cool. Thank you. Have a great day. All right, next up we have 5116. Uh-oh, Chocolate is complaining about the commercials in the live. It's y'all fault.
Hello?
Thank you for calling the Tonya TKO show. You're on the air. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, Tonya. My name is Net. I'm calling from Atlanta. I am a long-term watcher, first-time caller.
Hey, welcome in, Net. And you know what? As a matter of fact, thank you for reminding me. If you're on the text notification squad, they made some changes in that the number that you give has to be the number to your carrier. It can't be a landline. It can't be a voice over IP number. It can't be a virtual number. It can't even be a prepaid phone. They switched it up. So I'm working on trying to develop an app. So no, I'm working on developing an app so that we can move away from text altogether. But I wanted to tell you all that there's an opportunity for you all to create a testimonial on video in what my videos and platform have done for you. And if you're on the text notification squad, I'm going to send out a message for you all to create and submit your testimonials. So Net, does that sound like something you would be interested in doing?
Yes, it would. Actually, I'm familiar with your text notification squad. I just haven't put in the action to do it yet, but I would be interested in that. Yes.
Okay, well, you know what the text notification squad is? It's an amazing opportunity to get a text whenever I go live. It's $1.99 plus fees a month, and you get a text and you get invited to behind the scenes broadcast, as well as first invitation for the vitamin E and invitations for anything that happens behind the scenes. So yeah, make sure that you do that. I'll put the link is in the description of the video, but I'll post it in the comments. But yes, so welcome, because you know what, I'm redoing my website, and I want to add testimonials to my website. I realize how important it is for people to know what it is that we're doing here. You know what I mean? So Nat, you're on the hot seat, girl. How will a man know?
I think a man will know. I think your first caller definitely hit it on the head. Definitely by her actions. If you're meeting a woman and she's not responding back to you in, I would say a promptly manner, but if she's not responding back to you, if it's like a dry, if it's like, like a one answer type of text, you can't call her, she's not attentive to you, that definitely is a red flag. Like in the video, the young lady said that the guy was in her DMs, but she wasn't responding. So he should already knew right there, you know what, this shouldn't be something that I want to go forward with. Yeah. But also, I'm a very simple person. I'm just very simple. I think I love coffee dates, tea dates. Let's go for ice cream. That's an easy $10 first date, and we can just talk first. Let's make sure that we are on the same page before we go out and spend all this money, I got to get dressed up. I have to, you know, put on a whole face, do all this other stuff. You know, I gotta engage with this man. So I love that. I love a man who will take me like for Starbucks, you know, or we can go to get ice cream. I had actually met a guy recently, and our first date, I literally asked him. I was like, "You want to come to the park with me? Because I have a dog, and we go to the park a lot." So I asked him, I was like, "You want to come park with me?" And we went to the park, and we literally just walked and talked for like 2 hours. And then our second date, he took me out to eat to like this really nice Thai restaurant. And we still to this day are like talking. It's been a month now, you know, but I think just being simple in the beginning, you know, will show you that person's true colors. If you should invest in this woman, or if it's just like, you know what, I'm gonna leave this right here.
Okay. Is there anything he can ask you to kind of gauge what your interest is? And if he could ask you something, what could he ask?
I think if a man was to ask me like what, you know, but like what my interest is, some of these women would tell you up front. They're like, "Oh, I like to travel. I like getting my hair done, my nails done. I like going shopping on first dates." You know, like that right there is like a red flag right there. You know, like I said, I'm simple. You know, for me, it's more about, you know, us just maybe going to the park, you know, us going to the movies, us going to out to, you know, maybe like a simple restaurant in the beginning. Because shoot, right now money is kind of tight for all of us, and I don't want no man going broke over me. Like you don't got to go broke over me.
Hold on now. Hold on. I'm starting to pick up some red flags in what you're saying. The hell are you dating a man that's broke?
No, I wouldn't say broke. More of spend all this money on me in the beginning, because I don't want to sit here and waste my time on going out to eat with the man and I'm not even interested in you. You know, then I got to sit here. We have to have a conversation. I don't want to do all that. I'd rather know up front that I'm interested in you before I have to sit around, get all dressed up, you know, put on makeup, get my heels out. I don't want to do all that. Like, I have to make sure that I'm into you first before I do that.
Question though. Can you not gauge whether you're interested in a person over the phone or video chat, just based on conversation alone?
I can do that, yeah. But like I said, for me, it's not about the money aspect. Like, it's not about taking me out to like a nice restaurant. Like the guy in the video, he said, "Let's go out for drinks." I'm fine with that. You can go out for drinks for the first date. That's fine. Now the second date, you're gonna have to, you know, amp it up some. But I don't mind going out for, you know, a drink or two. You know, we can sit back, talk, see we're compatible. You know, talk off the phone. Person.
Yeah,
that's fine.
That's interesting.
You know, but the second date.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, the second date, you definitely gonna have
the
to
women. It's mutiny in the comments now. The women are turned on you now, Net. They turned on you.
They turned on.
They turned on
That's
you.
fine. That's fine. I always felt like I just was someone who was a lot more different mindset. Like, it's not really about.
Well, you know
like,
what? I'll say this.
Aspect.
I mean, I already showed you all the video of what happens to my nanny when a man don't have money. I showed you all. If you ain't seen the video, it's on TikTok. It's also a short one here. But I mean, I can gauge from the way a man moves whether or not he has money, right? I'm not interested in a coffee date. He can't get me out my house for no coffee date. He can't get me out a house talking about swinging a tea bag around and putting it in a hot cup of water. I can't come out my house for that. I can't.
Not swinging a tea bag around.
I can't do it. However, I will come out for something that I do want to do, like if it is an activity that I want to do, something creative, you know, like an interactive museum or a trampoline park or something, some activity or outdoor activity, something creative, because you know, the you know, to me, to me, coffee dates signify that a person is doing too much dating and that they are outside of their budget for dating, don't have a budget, or that's what it signifies to me. And so I don't come out of my house. If somebody starts talking about some tea bag, I can't do it. I'm like, what are you talking about? Tea? I start automatically thinking about modern day times and the foolishness that's being spoken about on these red pill channels. And I start to shrivel internally and start talking about some tea. I'm like, oh no, sir. However, if he's saying something creative, like, you know what, and all a person has to do, this is a player tip for you all out there. Go to Groupon. Go to Groupon and look for activities in your city and find something creative to do. And get a Groupon and do it. There's so many different things to be done. There's obstacle courses. I've done so many different amazing things. They have these indoor, what do you call this, skydiving things, but it depends on the person's personality. I think that dating is an opportunity for people to showcase their personality. And so if a man is like, oh, you know, let's go on this indoor skydiving thing, I mean, that's a little expensive for a first date, but one of the first few dates is like after we know one to get to. But yeah, like if you invite me out to something fun, that has physical activity, I know that you like to work out, I know that you like to stay fit, uh, uh, invite me to a yoga class or something. But tea, that just sounds too red pill for me. And I can't. Because men think that they got the formula and they done told each other, oh, let's do these tea and coffee dates. Oh, I'm too New Yorkish right now. Let me calm it down. Let's do these tea and coffee dates. And then the word done spread amongst them. And so, But listen, Net, I appreciate you calling in, girl. We stayed on the phone longer than I thought. I just got to talking. Thank you so much. You have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too, Tonya. Bye.
All right. Am I the only one? If once I hear tea bag or some coffee grounds, I'm like, oh, get out. I'm like, no. I'm just saying, no. I need to keep a track of who I have called. I think this is the next caller. Yeah. We're going to go for our break in a moment. For those of you who are upset about the ads help support the channel. So there are ads in this live video because, you know, some of you act like you got lint in your pocket. So a sister has to be able to make the ends meet somehow. And so there's ads in the video. You can always subscribe to YouTube Premium.
Hello?
You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Farah, and I'm in Atlanta. How you doing?
Hi, Farah in Atlanta. Welcome. So the question, how will a man know? You know what? Hold on for one quick second. Just one quick second. I just saw Soju in the comments, right? Because I was going to post this yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to. Soju, thank you so much. You see this right here? Fresh and Company. I took that $20 you gave me for lunch yesterday that you sent through the Cash App, and I went right on and I got me a nice big salad and grain bowl. I took pictures of it, but yesterday was such a busy day, I didn't get a chance to post it, but I'm going to post it on my Instagram either today or tomorrow. But thank you so much for treating me to that lunch. It was amazing. Thank you. All right. So tell me your name one more time. I'm so sorry.
No, this is Sarah.
All right, Sarah. So Sarah, how will a man know?
Literally, I feel like most people, if they're interested, they're going to respond. Somebody I'm not interested in, it's like what all of them been saying, I'm gonna take forever to get back to, or I'm just not gonna respond at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think these men have to be honest with themselves. They know who they're going after, and I think they want so bad to go after, like somebody else said, the baddies and whatever, but they don't, instead of going after somebody who they know is interested in them.
Yeah.
You know, I know guys all day and all night. They'll still hit me up, and I'm giving them all kinds of no energy whatsoever. I may not respond. I may literally delay response, or it's a dry response, not saying much at all.
Interesting, interesting. Wow, you know, I find that really interesting because I actually had a guy block me. He blocked me because I took too
Wow.
long to respond and his messages were left on read because I'm busy and I sometimes I'll see messages and then I'll need to come back to them. Or, you know, and what I thought I was doing is I was just responding little responses back just to engage, but I was just really, really busy. And so, yeah, so that's interesting. That's interesting. But then he blocked me and I was like, wow, what a BAN. That's what I
That was
thought.
his ego. That was definitely his ego,
It
because
was
certain
something.
short responses, certain short responses, like if you were laughing as a response to a joke he made, if it seems like you're still keeping up with the conversation, even if it's a short response, that's interest. But someone who's just not keeping up with the pace of the conversation or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, just simple stuff like that. And that was his ego.
It was something. It was something. But that never happened to me before. But then I learned because he and I actually did end up speaking again after that because I I listen. Listen. We did end up speaking again. And he told me that he didn't like being left on red and all this other stuff. And I was like, oh, yeah. And I kind of saw his point. I saw things from my point of view only until he told me what he told me. But either way, it wasn't a good match. It wasn't a good match. Yeah. He was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. He liked you a lot then, girl. He liked you a lot.
It was something. It was something. But he tried to jockey for control. But yeah, I don't give up control. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? So nonetheless, and lesser than none, I appreciate that. But is there a thing that he can ask?
I don't think it's something they could specifically ask as much as I've always told my brothers, if they really want to know if a lady is interested or not, I mean, try to start up conversations with her when they encounter her. So like if they see a lady at the library or the bookstore that they're always interested in, try to spark up conversation with her. If she maintains the conversation, good eye contact, good body language, smiling, stuff like that, you know, then she may be interested. But maintain that. It's a courting process, really. Guys don't know anything about courting. Really, people today don't know anything about courting. It's a consistent persistence. You know what I'm saying? To like continue to engage with that person. So maybe he might ask her out if he sees that she appears to be interested and is carrying the conversation with him, or he could just wait until the next time he see her. It's a gradual process. I think a lot of guys just want to just jump in, and they just feel like the moment they see someone that they think is cute, oh man, I got to get her right away. I want her number right away. I want to see her right away, this and that and other. I want to get her pants right away. And then they find that they're disappointed because they didn't take the time to figure out if she really is interested. Like, does she even have anything in common with you? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just figuring out, do they just have anything in common or not? You know? But
you know what? I
hold
do find
conversations
that
with
men
somebody.
don't ask enough questions. Testing, testing. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, you know what? I need to figure out a solution for this. My soundboard, it continuously falls off of this thing because I'm crossing my legs and then my foot will hit the cord because I have a corded ear mic in. And I need to, I'm thinking about getting some Velcro and Velcroing this thing down, or I need to get some clamps or something because you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get some clamps for the big console. I'm gonna get some C clamps and then I'm gonna get some Velcro and Velcro the other piece on top because this just doesn't make any sense because my last cord broke from this thing.
Oh,
But
right.
yeah, you know what? We have a debate raging on about whether or not coffee is a date. I'm gonna let you jump off the line and then I'm gonna take the next call. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take
All
care.
right. Okay. You know what? This is really split now. I see some women are down for coffee dates. Some women are saying that men need to impress you. Listen, I would love to hear from a man about why he is for coffee dates and what are his thoughts about coffee dates. So I'm going to take another call or two and then I'm going to open up the lines for a man. And I want us to do some more dancing in a moment. We're going to have to get up and move our bodies. Let me check these numbers and see. I think there's 1880. Looks like a call that we have not spoken to yet. Will a man take a woman he is truly interested in on a coffee
Please
date?
leave your message for
Does he only take the bums he doesn't really want out on coffee dates? Very interesting. All right, so I think I've called all of the numbers back. So I am looking for a man now to talk about this. And I need a man who's going to be honest. But listen, I need a man who's going to be honest. Coffee is inappropriate for me after 2 p.m. Next, you are cooking for him on your knees doing a Tubi movie. Girl, what then happened to you behind the scenes? What then happened to you? Oh, is that a man who wrote that? Next, you are cooking for him and on your knees during a Tubi movie. My goodness, it don't have to go like that. All right, listen, telephone number is on the screen, 323-488-3149. I want to hear from a man. I want to hear from a man who likes coffee dates. I want to grill you and see whether or not you have good intentions with these coffee dates. Gia is saying, what happened to decentering males? Why do we care? Why do we care about what? Why do we care about what? You have to be more specific, Gia, and you can always call in. And if there's a critique that you have, by all means, call in. Coffee date is to see if you are interested versus an expensive meal of oysters and get left with the bill. Oh my Lord. If you take time to converse on the phone, video chat, etc., you won't need to do a coffee date. You can see if you are truly a match doing this. I believe that is true. I believe that is true. However, one of the things that you can't pick up on, one of the things you cannot pick up on from phone and video chat is chemistry, how this person moves, like seeing them in action, their smell. Women have superior sense of olfactory nerves. And so a woman can smell your immune system. There are scentless cues that a woman can pick up on about your immune system. And if you have what do you call this? I can't think of the word. But if there is a component in your immune system that would create superior children, you'll smell better to her. This is part of the reason that women like to take men's sweatshirts, because women have a tremendously just sophisticated olfactory sense. All right, so let me refresh this. There are no males, there are no men. Uh-oh. It looks like there's no men. All right. Gia is saying, why are you even focusing on... Uh-oh, it went by too fast. Gia, why don't you call in? It went by too fast. Jasmine is saying, I can afford my own coffee machine and go out for coffee on my own or on the regular. I don't need a man's spare change or presents to enjoy a date. Lord have mercy. Gia, the telephone number is 323-488-3149. Call in and express yourself because apparently there's some concerns that you have. And, oh, goodness, man, you should have smelled the sick ones during COVID. Oh, what does that even mean? Are you a nurse? Oh, my goodness. All right, there's the phone number on the screen, 323-488-3149. All you have to do is call, and then I'll call you back because the incoming call system is not working for this call. So, Gia, by all means, call and express yourself. Andrea says, I'm old school. What's wrong with getting to know someone? We need to know them face to face, asking questions, etc. Absolutely. Absolutely. Happy says you should be able to afford a meal too. Rain is saying yuck. Ay, 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 ay. Ambition says spare change has me weak. Goodness gracious. There we go. On the screen, 323-488-3149. The system must be messing up again because I haven't seen a call come in since 1:52, which was 5 minutes ago. So I think we spoke to 418. I think we spoke to that number. Yeah, we spoke to 4187. So is she calling back? Gia is saying, but Gia won't call in. Why are you even focusing your attention on the likes of males when we already established decentering? Oh, it went by too quickly. At the gym. Oh, so she can't call in because she's at the gym. Well, you're watching the video. You can always call in at the gym. I mean, just dial the number. Whatever it is that you're doing while you're working out and watching, you can do while you're working out and talking. And you can also take 5 minutes to call in and express yourself. Oh, Gia is saying at the gym, on the bike, can't talk, disappointed, want more topics away from males. You know what I'm going to do for you, Gia? What I'm going to do for you is I'm going to search for your name on the videos that I've been making over the past 2 weeks about creating shifts on the inside to level up emotionally, psychologically, physically, all of that. I'm going to search and I'm going to see if I've seen your name on any of those videos. And if I have not, you're going to lose your commenting privileges for this video here today. So give me just one moment, you all. We're going to jump to a quick break and then you'll know whether or not you see Gia's comments coming forward, whether or not she passed the cut. So let's take this quick break. I want us all to get up and get to moving because, listen, that is the only way for us to be healthy. And if there's something that you want in your life, you got to go out there and you got to go get it. So let's go ahead and take this quick movement break. I'm going to search for Gia's name and I'm going to do what it is that I need to do before I cha-cha slide towards the back of the room. I'll see you all in 2 and 2. All right. So, Gia, girl, all right. Listen, I just searched for comments and you comment hard. So, you passed the cut. You passed the cut. So, I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Oh my goodness, we are back. We are back. Oh, okay. All right. So I pulled Gia's card and I looked it up, and she's an avid commenter. So listen, I don't know who is who from the comments. So that's why I looked it up, because I don't know who's new on my channel. I don't know who's here trolling. I don't know who's an avid supporter. I don't know. And I looked it up, and she is a comment warrior. She does her thing, and she comments on multiple videos. So, all right. You got to pass today. You got to pass. You got to pass. You got to pass. So my bad. My bad. I didn't know. I didn't know you were a knockout, but I know now. I know now. All right. So let me check the phone lines again. Whew. I was doing some burpees during the break. And I was also doing just some primal movements down on the floor. I need to do more because I'm feeling stiff. The muscles across my back right here are sore. And when I was in the plank position, I was like, oh. And then when I stood up and was just rolling my back, I felt some of my spine, popping. So I was like, oh, that's good. That's good. All right. So there's a call that keeps coming in. So I guess, whew. All right. Whew. And then, Gia, I'll answer your question in a moment.
Hello.
Hi, you're in Your Life with Tonya on the Tonya TKO show. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, Tonya. This is Tian. I'm calling Tennessee from Nashville.
Hey, oh, we have Nashville in the house. Is Nashville a fun place to live?
It is, actually.
Is it? Because it looked fun. Did you see that show that they had out years ago? That show was so dramatic.
No, I didn't really see any of the reality shows based from here, but
no, it wasn't reality. It was a drama.
It's turned into a very fun place.
It was a drama, and it had Hayden Panettiere in it, and she was a singer, and they had like Carrie, I forget what her name was, but it was an older woman who was a singer. And they had this rivalry going. It was an interesting show that I really loved.
Oh, I think that was the name of the show. I think it was called Nashville.
Yeah,
right?
It was.
It was like a music show or something.
Yes, it was so interesting. It had Gunner in it, and this whole interesting dynamic of just white people dating in the South. It was very interesting, and these fake celebrities. It was an interesting show because apparently Nashville is like the country music capital of the U.S. Am I correct in saying that?
It is, but what people don't know is that there's all kind of artists that come here. It's turned into a music genre, actually.
Really?
But it's known for country. Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. And then they did it was either Married at First Sight it was Married at First Sight. They did a Married at First Sight in Nashville, and it was really interesting. They had some Black people on there. One of them was like a beauty queen. It was an interesting show. And it was interesting to see the different bars and all of the different lights that they have up in whatever is this popular part of town. Like the big gigantic guitars with lights all around and all of the different bars. And it looked like a fun place. So you say it's fun, I believe you. But nonetheless, we're here to talk about, I guess dating in Nashville would be fun, but we're talking about how will a man know?
Oh, okay. So there's a few people that I agree with that commented. Well, first of all, the interest part of it all, how a woman respond. I'm going to say I've done my fair share of dating. And when I was actively dating, I would meet people in person, but I also would subscribe to a couple websites. And I would meet guys, and immediately they would want to take me out. And I would tell them, how about we get to know each other? Let's talk on the phone for a while. Because how do you know you want to spend that kind of money on me when you don't know me?
So I would immediately shock men when I would say this because they would be like, what? Like, you don't want to go out? And I'm like, if I don't really like you, I don't see the need to actually go out with you. We're getting to know each other. That's the whole point of getting to know someone. Dating to me is like a step up from that. You don't meet somebody and then start dating them. You meet somebody, you get to know them, and then you date, in my opinion.
Okay, well, thank you for your opinion. I honestly, especially with online dating, I like to meet people right away. I don't like to I don't like to invest a lot of time on the phone and on video camera because if you are knock kneed, I don't care how I ain't gonna be able to do it. if you,
Well, usually with me, when I've done online dating, I'm able, like, I can see all of them. Like, I can see their physical, and then we might do video chat, and then I could see how you talk. I can hear
some people
tonation. I
move
can hear different
funny.
things.
Some people move funny though. They move. You hold on. I'm gonna demonstrate for you. I'm gonna demonstrate. You can see a person and they fine, and then they go to walking and they be like, no,
You know
that
what,
ain't
Tonya,
gonna
I
work.
agree, because I did have one bad experience where I met this guy online, and by his pictures and the way he was sitting, he looked fine, but in person, he had a short arm. He had a short arm, and I didn't know how to, I didn't want to be rude, but
Well, at least that could be
I
maybe
was
that
like,
was the selfie arm. You know, at least he could hold for those real close ups. You know. But that has got to be difficult. That's got to be difficult having it. And he never
it
said
was
anything
very
about it.
difficult.
He never said nothing about it.
No, that's the thing. We talked, and that's the thing.
See, you
Did this
invested all of
particular
that
person, we
time.
talked.
Well, you know what? Listen, that is the arm that he could put around you at the movie theater and fix your earring back. You know, he can help you keep close up your
Oh my God! Oh my God! You brought it back up. I forgot all about that date. I tried to forget about it, and you
That's
just reminded
sad.
me about it.
But you know what? What does a person do if they have a disability or something or a different
Well,
ability?
honestly, I told him. I was very polite and nice to him on the date, and I was trying to be very censored in making eye contact so that I wouldn't look at his defect.
So you didn't want to look at his
But
arm. So you
I
were
did
there.
not want to look at the defect, Tonya.
So
I
you
did
were
not.
there on the date like this. So
I'm sorry. I don't know how to say it without being mean, but I did tell him after the date, and he called me. And I did tell him, I said, why did you not express that you had a handicap? I asked him that. And he really didn't have a response. He was just like, I just didn't want to lead with that. Like, I wanted to lead with my strength, you know? And I'm like, well, I mean, that's not something you can hide. You know what I mean? Like, that's something that you should put out in the open immediately, because that's something someone is going to immediately see. That's not something you can hide. So I did address it. I addressed it.
So
and I'm very blunt with people. I try to be polite.
would it have helped if he wore like a long suit jacket so that you wouldn't see it at first?
But he did, Tonya. He did.
Really? He had on a long suit.
Tonya,
So how did you know then? How did you know?
Because you could tell. Because you can tell the disproportion. You can tell, because if one part of the sleeve is full, but the other one is not, I mean, come on. I mean, I have great eyesight. I'm not blind, you know. But I mean, I did address it because I thought that was, it was kind of, it wasn't, I don't know. And it's also difficult because as a handicapped person, I know it could be difficult to meet people and things of that nature, but I don't know. I just like people that are very upfront and very, that embrace who they are, whatever that is, in all capacities. So for me, it was dishonest. it was a form of dishonesty, and I don't appreciate those type of qualities. So I just no.
Mm. Yeah, that's sad. Well, you know what? Thank you so much for calling in with your opinion. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. You too. You too.
Bye.
You too. All right. It's difficult because, you know, we are all differently abled, and some people's different abilities are physical. Other people's different abilities are mental, psychological. Some have internal health issues. And everybody cannot be blessed to be, you know, 100% physically healthy, sane, sound, and all of that. However, people do have the right to not want a partner with certain attributes, right? And so to answer Gia's question, um, about why we're discussing men in this video, right? It was a question that came up in a video that was viral, was relevant, and I thought that this was an interesting topic. I don't typically talk about topics from this standpoint. And so I suggest that people, there's a few different things. I'm not really sure how to answer this in the politest of ways, but I'll say this, right? There are a lot of different people out there who have a lot of different solutions. Let me just get on the screen here. There's a lot of different people who have a lot of different solutions for what they feel the community needs, right? There's some people who are saying that women need to do this. There's some people that say women need to do that. There's some people that are saying that we need to not do this or not do that, right? And I personally say that we each, I am pro relationship. I am pro first the relationship that you have with yourself. And there are some women out there who want to date, who want to find a partner. And there are some good matches that they have out there. And so the question being, how do we know who is a good match? How do we know? How do we align our goals, our purpose, our values, etc.? And there are some channels that are advocating for women to be with women. I saw Alexander commented earlier, right? That why date men? What can a man even do for women, etc., etc.? And I personally happen to like the balance that exists in relationships where there's a balance of energy, whether or not you are feminine, whether or not you are feminine dominant or masculine dominant. There are people that you get into relationship with. So it's not about a blanket man. Let me just put this right here. It's not about a blanket man coming in and what is his purpose and use in your life. It's about finding a person who is a good match for what it is that you want, where it is that you're going, and how you want to get there. And finding a person that is a good match for that, because different people are going to fit in to your life in different ways. And it's like, men ask the question on some of these podcasts, like, what does a woman bring to the table? And I would hope that if there's a person out there that you're pursuing a relationship with, that you already know what it is that that person is bringing to the table for your life. And that's part of the reason that you're pursuing them. So when it comes to you as a woman, what is it that you want in your life? And please, whether that's another woman, whether that's a man, whether or not that's being with yourself, you first have to have the understanding of what it is that you want, what is it that you need in your life. And from what it is that I have seen of people who are in these long-term relationships, their partners balance them in a way. And so I would say that there are some people who are better together. However, you have to find the right person for you. And one of the things that I've realized quite recently, just in the search for friends and friendship, that people are flawed. all human beings are flawed, and human beings are flawed in complex ways. Because behind the scenes, I'm being tasked with, behind the scenes, and none of you know this, but this is something that I'm dealing with behind the scenes. I'm being tasked with having to guess and gauge who among my mutuals is the one who is lying, because I have two mutuals that have recently fallen out. And one mutual is saying, look, this person did XYZ. And the other mutual is saying, you know what, I don't discuss my personal interactions with people, with other folks. So I'm just gonna hold that close to the breast. But I can only speak from my own character, right? And so now I'm in this position where I'm like, well, who has done what? What is real? What is not real? Did this person do this? Is this person lying? Is this person's word good? Is this person's word good? And they're both pretty. They're amazing people in their own right. And so one of the things that I have learned quite recently is that human beings are complex, men and women both alike. And so we have to, number one, work on calibrating on the inside, right? We have to work on calibrating on the inside and attuning ourselves to self-love so that we're able to recognize in relationships when there's a behavior that is anti-self-love, that is abusive to you. Because when you love yourself and you have a strong foundation of self-love, you can pretty much gauge when you're interacting with a person who is not healthy for your life, not healthy for the types of relationships that you want to have, not a good fit for a healthy relationship. And I mean this for men and women because, like I said, I've been on this quest to foster healthy relationships with people. And I have come into contact with women who are unhealed, with women who are in a space in their life where they're not a good match even for a friendship until they work some things out. There are women I've come into contact with who have tumultuous relationships with their parents, who have been abused severely and have never gotten any type of therapy or healing for that. And they are emoting this out. You think those girls who went to Mexico with Shanquella, you think that those girls were healed? You think that those girls had a healthy relationship with Shanquella? You think that those girls were fostering an environment of self-love? And what it is that I am saying is that there are human issues that exist. And we really have to be aware of what presents as toxic, because there will be people who will come into your life that are not a good vibrational match for you, male and female. And the answer is not to denigrate an entire gender. And there are people out there who are speaking in absolutes and denigrating an entire gender of people based on their chromosomes. And I'm going to say this, that people are people. People are not perfected by their chromosomes. People are a complex set of experiences. Their DNA, yes, of course, their background, how it is that they were raised, their internal programming, their life path, and the stuff that they came onto this earth for. And so I personally, I am taking a more moderate approach because I know that the real work happens inside. And me personally, from what it is that I have experienced behind the scenes in terms of manifesting, I personally believe that we are living in a matrix of sorts, because I have been able to manifest some things very quickly that just let me know that a lot that we think is real is not really real. So if you can have anything that you want in this life, if you can have anything in this life that you want, what would it be? Would it be for you to be single, celibate, and would it be for you to be with another woman? Would it be for you to have and not interact in that way with anyone? Or would it be to have a healthy relationship with a person of the same sex or opposite sex? However, Wherever you go, there you are. How are you going to show up? And there's a lot of people out here who are focusing on what other people are doing and whether or not those other people are healed. If you met the perfect man or woman today, would that person want you in how it is that you are right now as a person and where it is that you are on your own healing journey? Because we all need to heal. And there are far too many of us out here who are pretending as if just having XX chromosome means that you're healed, and it does not, because many people have been abused by toxic mothers and toxic fathers. And how do we get onto the other side of our own healing in the face of what it is that we have gone through in the past? How do we shift that? How do we heal that? And there are some people who are thinking that if you just hear enough bad things about the opposite sex, that then you're healed. No, you got to dive in deep and do the work. Shout out to the people who are in the sister circle where we meet up behind the scenes, and I am your life coach. And we work on some complex issues behind the scenes. So shout out to the young ladies who heard me talk about centering yourself and took the call to action to sign up for the coaching behind the scenes. Everybody didn't do it, but the people who did, shout out to you. So when Gia comes to the platform and she asks, why are we centering men? I create 365 videos a year. If 2 of those videos are talking about something from a man's point of view, simmer down. If this is not the video for you, I respect that, but simmer down. Let's not act like I'm over here with a spatula flipping over gingerbread men, hoping that we can make one up into the perfect man for you and sprinkle in some pixie dust on him and hoping that he'll come alive. Let's not act like that is what I'm doing on this channel. We're having one conversation on one day, asking the question that is relevant to people out there who are dating and dating men. You know, so I don't even know what else to say on that note. All right, so let's open back up the phone lines. Let's see who we have here. Let's see who we have here.
Hello, Tonya TKO. Is this her?
You're live with Tonya TKO. What's your name and where are you calling from?
How you doing? I'm Gia, Tonya.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
goodness, Gia. I'm so glad. What were you working on in the gym today?
Working on my legs, overall body, but you know, I didn't want to interrupt, but I ended up getting off. But it wasn't, my comment wasn't to bust your bubble in any way. You know, I love your show. I love your channel. I love everything about you. That's why I take the time and, you know, I write in. It's my first time on the phone. And like listening to you talk about how if we should prefer a coffee date, like, wait a minute, what happened to decentrate males? Like when we were on the basis of that, when we were talking about decentrate men, everything was just so simple. Now you're bringing back including males. What is this about?
Can you look through any of my videos and ask and show where it is that I've made a video that talked about decentering men? Can you show me which one of my videos?
You had a really in-depth conversation that I did most of my commenting on when you were talking with Priscilla the Queen Maker, and I think that was a pivotal video. Like you and her are probably the change makers of Black YouTube. I don't know if you realize that or not, but you all have a really great presence. And on that video alone, it gave me so much clarity. But in that video, and even some of your prior shows, you talk much about decentrate males. Like, I don't understand. You want me to pick one video?
You don't hear me using that terminology. As a matter of fact, this is a term that is new on the scenes, and I personally don't fully understand what it means. I made a video I made a video recently asking why the Black women's space is so male centered. And I will say this,
Yeah.
and I need you to hear me and hear me very well, right? Just because somebody says that they researched something, just because somebody says that they read these numbers, doesn't mean that that is what the research says or the numbers say. Look these things up for yourself. Please, I implore you, Gia, because there are people who are on the scene who are quoting stats and quoting data. And what happens is, and listen, I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist, and so I understand the temptation to just want to escape into yourself. So what happens is a person will say a few things that are true. They'll show you the data and it'll make sense. And then people will have a big exhale. This is part of the way that we get people to go into hypnosis. We get people to go into hypnosis by being in a state of overwhelm, right? Where you just want to just relax into it. And so when you're receiving a lot of data and some of the data is true and you want to just relax into it, you have to be very careful, because what ends up happening is a person can say 4 true things out of 10, and then you relax, and then the six remaining things that they're saying are somewhat true
Yeah.
and some just not true at all. And so I need
I
us to be
understand.
very, very careful with taking anything. Listen, I'm going to say this. Let me take the comments off the screen, and I want you all to hear me. I am a content creator. I know a lot of content creators behind the scenes. I am telling you this from me to you. Do not believe any content creator 100% of the time. Do your due diligence and look up what it is that they are saying. I am telling you this as a person who does not discuss people that I interact with behind the scenes. And what happens is there are people who lambast me for having had collaborations in the past in which I have shifted away from. There are people who have lambasted me for that. However, I don't talk about what goes on behind the scenes, but I'm going to tell you all, from your big sister to you, from a content creator who has been making, I am the longest running empowerment content creator in this space on YouTube. I am the longest running. I have been doing this since 2007, and I have been consistent since the day that I stepped on the scene. One of the things that's
Yeah.
happening
Gotta give
out
you your
there,
props.
okay, give me just
I
one
gotta
moment.
tell you, Tonya,
Hold on.
you
Give me just
know,
1 second. Give me just one
mhm,
second. I just need to get this last sentence out. One of the
sure.
things that's happening out there is that Black women, we are so vulnerable that we are looking for respite.
Sure.
And there are a lot of vultures
No, we
who are
are.
entering the scene who are feeding off of your vulnerability and your desperation. Please do your due diligence, because there are some people who were manosphere 2 years ago, and now all of a sudden they done put Black women's names and words in their mouth, now attacking Black men. But a few years ago, I'm not, let me be quiet because I'm saying too much. I'm saying too much. But
No,
listen,
I
what
understand. I
happens
hear
in
you
the dark will come out to light. This is why I'm gonna have to say a
all the
thing.
time.
I could just keep my mouth closed, because it will all come out sooner or later. It all comes to the forefront. So Gia, talk to me now.
Sure
Thank
does.
you. I appreciate you for giving me the
Mm-hmm.
latitude.
Yeah, so basically, what you just did, you just made me realize probably something what Priscilla did. I need to get my own definition of what it means to decenter males. And for me, when I hear the topic of decenter males, that means I take everything away from them. I'm looking at more content that's focused on my career, my health, my well-being, my nutrition, my
Mm-hmm.
sleep, my fashion sense. So when I click on my girl, my baby boo Tonya, I'm like, what is she doing? But you know what? This is your channel. I just wasn't expecting that content. But you know, you're entitled to do what you do. It's just that when you and Priscilla had that show, you got me fired up. I was just thinking like, okay, this is gonna be the place where I can go to get that filled up. Like you said, like supplying me with information.
Okay.
So
And
not
so
the
and
as
so and so this
information.
is and so this
I'm
is the
sorry.
thing. This is the thing. And we need to talk about cult behavior. And I'm going to bring a cult specialist and expert on the show because when
You
we
said post behavior?
cult, C-U-L-T,
Cult. Oh, cult.
cult, because when you're in a listen, the groups, they start out with an amazing message. However, when we start getting when you know what dogmatic is?
Not really, no. Could you
Okay,
can explain?
so
Definition.
dogma is a way of doing things, right?
Hmm.
Dogmatic is when that is the only way of doing things, when there is
Uh,
a push for that to be the only way. When we start getting
yeah, it's
into
more
a
than one
rig
way to do something.
when
Yeah.
we start getting into a regimented dogmatic way of thinking that there is only one answer and then punishing
Hmm.
people for straying away from that or not holding that ideology steadfast, right? 100% of the time, when there's punishment for that, this we start crossing over into there being cult behavior. And so we have to be very careful because we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, I can
However,
see how
mhm,
that can uh, make how that can infect other parts of your message. But yeah, no, I mean today's a different day. I guess you're not always going to be talking about the same topic every day. So I mean,
I want to
I'm
say
not
this.
necessarily
Listen,
attached. I'm sorry.
men are not the enemy. There are a lot of problems that exist with uh, typical or socially ingrained male behavior in patriarchal systems, and it's gone far skewed to toxic levels. However, just
Oh
in
yeah.
general, men are not the enemy. There's a lot of different types of people. What ends up happening is, let me tell you, when I was growing up, right? I'm from the Bronx.
Mm,
When I was
okay.
growing up, we used to fight a lot, fist fight a lot out in the
Oh
streets,
well.
right? One of the ways, if I do this, right? If I'm going like this and doing all of this, right? If I'm like waving my hand and doing all of this, you're distracted because human nature is the way that our eyes and ears are set up. Listen, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how great you think you are. When you hear a loud noise, your reflex, that monkey mind kicks in, and you will turn to
Mm,
see what the noise is, and there are chemical processes that will happen that will activate you into running, right? Fight, flight, or freeze, depending on which part of the monkey mind is activated, right?
mm.
When one hand is moving, when I was growing up, one of the things that we would do is we would move one hand and then come around and snuff with the other. I want you to keep this in mind because while you're looking at this, you're distracted and you don't even
Mm.
realize that there is a hand behind the back with an agenda. Listen to what it is that I'm saying.
I'm listening.
We get distracted, but we stop and we do not think about what is the agenda overall about the messaging that
Hmm.
we're receiving from the manosphere, from Black women in power, quote unquote Black women empowerment, because you're right. Most of Black women's empowerment spaces is talking about men. All of the videos are about men and what
Yeah.
men are doing. And it's complaining about
Yeah.
men and doing all like, men, this is what men, look at what this man did, look at it, and it's very, very, very focused on what men are doing and not really focused, so much so that when I announced my coaching group behind the scenes, everybody didn't sign up because doing the internal work
Yeah.
is the hard part. Working on yourself is the hard part, but talking about what somebody else is doing, what men are doing, how men behave, that's easy. It's easy to talk about what it is that they're doing. What's hard is to say, despite what it is that they're doing, what am I going to do to fix myself, to fix my issues?
Yeah, I never really had much of a problem getting myself in gear as I did with realizing the relationships that these males were bringing to me was just bringing me down. So when I came across your content and some other women's content, it's like, wow, I just have tools. And I mean, I could get all of this too through therapy, but it's all working together. And, me personally, I don't have much of a problem. My child's grown, I got a career. I do what I do for myself, and I'm not depending on anyone else. So when I hear your content, it's like gas in my tank. And, I don't see a male nowhere around because I'm not looking for them. So, needless to say, your steam and Princella's, y'all keep me going. And that's all in my own belief. So the reason I guess I never took your class, I probably don't even have time for it. And then here's another thing. Some of the courses, I never even looked at the price of your course, so I have to look at it. But I just know that, you're very solid in this space, and I support you. So that's it. But yeah, you're right. When you're fighting a fight, you need to be careful and watchful for that other hand. I don't really pay attention to that, but that's another way to look at it.
Yeah. Well, Gia, I appreciate you calling in. Thank you.
Yes,
And
my dear, and I will be commenting if you don't cancel me, my love. Don't
no,
cancel me.
no, I thought we had already discussed that. I saw that you
Yeah.
are a warrior in the comments, and so because you know what, like I
No,
said, I
babe.
don't know
I
who
love
is
y'all.
who because I'm up here. You know who you are, but I don't. There's a lot of people coming from other channels. There's some men pretending to be women, and what they do is they get a fake
Lord.
profile and they write all types of
I've come in
nonsense. And
contact with some of them.
yeah, exactly. So anyway, listen, keep your head up. You know that I'm a certified
Yes.
matchmaker. So I believe in heterosexual relationships. I think that there's a lot of problems that
Yeah.
exist out there with the way relationships are being done, with the way that men are being trained.
Absolutely.
I think that there's a lot of problems, but I believe in heterosexuality. I believe in heterosexual relationships. I believe that it is through the coupling of heterosexuals that each one of us are here. It is through.
But I think also what you just pointed my attention to is like once again me building me up. Like I've never taken your course or anything, but all this year I have been pouring into myself, and I don't have a problem with looking at myself in the mirror. I look good inside out, and I would love to take your class and see more what it's about because I'm challenging my mindset every day and just realizing my own strength outside of males. So I guess that's what I look for. But you're bound to do whatever type of content you're like, and whatever it's your show. But yeah, that's all I was just calling in to say. And that's
Yeah.
it, my love. I'm not going to hold up the line from anybody else. Just
Yeah,
keep
thank
doing what you
you.
do.
Thank you. And like I said, I'm going to do a show because there's a few key things that you need to look out for because me, as a certified clinical hypnotherapist, I understand the power of influence. And so there's a few key
Mm-hmm.
things that we need to look out for in terms of whether or not we are being led down a path that is not in our best interest. And so most of the work that I do on this channel is in talking about the self-love lessons. And so that
Mm-hmm.
I think that we have to be very careful about being dogmatic, especially
I
dogmatic
understand.
when it comes to being really far skewed. I think that and listen, I appreciate the approach of all of us in this space because we have been so
Yeah.
far skewed to one side that it's going to take for the
Mm-hmm.
pendulum to swing really far over. for us to even get to the center. And so I just want us to be very careful, all right? So thank you so much for
Right.
calling in. I'm going to check the apples and the PayPal. Thank you.
Okay. All right. God bless, Tanya. Take care. Have a good one.
Okay. All right, you too. You too. All right. Let me check the PayPal real quick, and then we're gonna check the uh-oh. All right, there we go. So Naima Ra sends in $5 and says, for what is this? Emergency fund, but what is that? What is that a picture of? Let me see if I could zoom in on this. I want to see what this is. What in the devil is that? What is that? Is that coffee pods for coffee emergency fund? Is that, but that looks kind of like cacao pods. Child, I don't even know. Child, I don't know. But thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know what that is. And let me check the PayPal real quick. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. Thank you. Let me go to the PayPal. Give me just 1 second, you all. And then how long have we been on? Oh, we've been on for 2 hours. I did not realize that. You know what? If I would have known we were going to be on for 2 hours, I wouldn't have put the ads every 6 minutes. My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. Oh, those are oysters? Oh, no. Ah, how funny. Okay, so L sends in $2.35 and says, I really enjoyed this conversation. I think men need to just ask direct questions. Black women raise the bar. I am a Black woman. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna let's take a quick movement break because we've been sitting down for a really long time. So I want us to get up and move because, you know, sitting is death. And when we talk about centering ourselves, part of that is focusing on our physical fitness. And if you're feeling down, like we were talking about crying yesterday, get up and move. When the blood starts pumping, and listen, everybody is at a different physical ability. If you are able to just stand there and go like this, and just clap those arms from side to side, if you are able to just do that, even that in and of itself is going to be something that's going to get the blood moving, get the spine twisting, and that's something that you can do right now. So get up, touch your toes, reach to the sky, flap your arms around, and you can even bring your chi up and down, breathing in deep and exhaling, and then we'll be back in 3 minutes. Thank you so much. Uh-oh, I hit the wrong button. Oh my goodness. Hey, what? Hey, what? I got the. Hey. I haven't played my Super Apple thing in so long. Hey. Oh. All right. I wish there's no way to stop it once it gets started. So we just have to go through. We just gotta go through. So listen, since you up anyway, let's just go through. Let's go through and do head, shoulders, knees, and toes. You all remember that from way back in the days? Remember when we used to do head, shoulders, knees, and toes, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. So look, we got a few moments while this is doing its thing. Oh, why not? Oh, I wonder how many phone calls I should take before we get out of here. Because we've been on for 2 hours and there's still people who want to call in. So what do? I don't want to be on here for 6 hours. Oh, All right. Oh, hey, 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 hey. All right, I think it stopped now. All right, let's go ahead and take our break. We'll be right back. Great. Woo. All right, y'all. Man, I was in here hot stepping. Man, I was stepping out hotter this year. Did you all see that video yesterday? I don't know what came over me. All right. So, I'll take a few more phone calls because we did have some phone problems, but I don't want to be on here all day. I'm starting to get hungry too, and I want to eat. Shout out to Elle, who is holding it down as a moderator. Elle, you are amazing. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you and all of the hard work that you do. And you know that you will be the first to get vitamin E this year. You know that. You know that. You know that. You're going to be the first to get your vitamin E this year, girl. You know that. You worked very hard for that. All right. So, Aqua is saying, I've heard of couples who married after coffee dates, though. You know what? There is no hard and fast rule. There's no hard and fast rule. There's a lot of people who, there's no hard and fast rule. There really isn't. Okay, so it looks like we have, next up is 4003. Oh, my goodness. Those movement breaks are amazing, aren't they? I feel so rejuvenated. You're in the air live with
Hello?
Tonya. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Oh my God, Tonya, thank you so much for taking my call. Can you hear me? Because I'm driving. I hope the wind is not too much.
It is a lot of wind, but I hear you. But go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to talk about the coffee date because I had an experience with a doctor. I work in healthcare, and she was on Tinder, and what she did was she set up dates every 15 to 30 minutes, and she set up multiple dates at a coffee shop, and what she was looking for was marriage. And so she was like, I'm not going to waste my time, like, going through this Tinder cycle of, like, trying to, snatch up with these guys and they're not serious. So she set up these dates in that way where she just came out and said, listen, I'm looking for a long-term relationship, I'm looking for marriage, and I'm looking to have kids. And if they weren't interested, she said, no hard feelings, and moved on. And so she actually met her husband. They have 3 kids and a long-term relationship. She met them that way because that's the way she set it up for her, because that's what she wanted to do. And for me personally, as a traveler, I travel nurse, it's hard for me to be dating. So for me, I personally do like the dates where it's not financially bound. And I do set up dates in the park, or I ask a guy to go dates in the park, because sometimes, again, it's like if you go to the dinner with some of these men, especially when you meet them online, they do expect something in return. And it just, for me, even recently, I was dating younger because I'm almost 40, and they still even have that mindset even at a younger age. So I personally just like outdoor activity dates and just keeping it simple that way. I just wanted to just bring that story up because this doctor did meet her husband that way.
Okay, so there's a few different things. I wonder about do you know this person personally?
At the time I did, yeah. It was a doctor at the hospital I was working at.
Okay, because to have 3 kids from a Tinder date makes me wonder, how long has Tinder been around? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, this is back in 20, I was in New York in in the 2000s. I'm from New York, so I was working at New York Presbyterian, and yeah, this is back in early 2000s.
Okay, well, you know what? If a person is being strategic about it in that way, where they have dates set up back to back, like speed dating, I mean, that's speed dating party of one. You know what? When you're the only person that because you know what? Years ago, I didn't know what Tinder was, but I thought Tinder was an app where anybody who's close to you, you all will meet up for lunch or whatever. That's what I thought Tinder was, right? I thought this was like years upon years ago until somebody educated me on what it was. But I used to, because like when I was in California, I was on Tinder and I was like, hey, where you at? I'm over here by this restaurant, blah, blah, blah. And they would come out and every single one of them would pay for my meal. And I was like, why are all these guys paying for my meal? I thought that this was like an app that, you know, that we all go out to lunch. They were like, no, 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 I pay. And I was like, that's just weird. And then like there was like the one guy was acting kind of weird, right? And then he was like, do you know what this app is for? And I was like, yeah, to meet people. And he was like, no, that's not what the app. He was like, ask somebody what the app is for. And I was like, why can't you tell me what it's for? And he was like, no, just he was like, just ask somebody, trust me. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. And then when I started asking people, I was like, oh, snap. And I was like, woo. But I sure did get a lot of meals that way. And I didn't even realize it because I thought it was just like a meet up for dinner kind of app. You know, it has the flame for cooking and all of that. So I was like, oh, nice restaurant meetup app. But no, it was not that. It was not that at all.
No,
But
I mean, definitely, especially if you don't pay for it, you're going to get a different kind of a level of men, depending if you pay for it or not. And they are,
hold
you know,
on.
people use it as
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. I just need to say something. I need to interject, right?
Sure.
This is where the self-love part comes in, right?
Mhm.
If we're talking about coffee dates, what is your reason for wanting to go on a coffee date? If your reason for wanting to go on a coffee date is a limiting belief, oh, if I allow him to pay, he's gonna want some vagina, right? Oh, if I allow him to pay, he's gonna be spending too much money. Oh, if you're going on a coffee date because of what it is that you want, that's a whole different vibration than a limiting belief that this person is going to want some intercourse in exchange for some food. And there are some content creators out there who say stuff like that. And there are some people out there who want stuff like that. I don't even vibrate in that energy. I don't vibrate in that energy. And so I don't even know whether or not somebody was expecting something like that because that's not even something that's on my mind. That ain't on my mind.
No, for sure.
And I ain't taking out my wallet. I don't know you. And I'm out here on this date. I'm not paying nothing. 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 I'm not paying anything.
No, you're absolutely right.
And if I do, sir, you need to be concerned because that means it's over.
No, very much so. Again, you have to have your expectation and your intention of how you do it. And for me, when I was younger, I didn't know. I just was trying to go with the flow because everybody was on Tinder, so that's what I did. And that's what I assumed. So this is before I'm listening to you guys and, you know, self-love and, you know, doing all the work. Like, I just thought that this is what I was supposed to do because that's what the girlies in the hospitals were doing. So I didn't understand what it really meant for me to show up in the world as somebody who's looking for somebody. So, like, in the past, like, I have grown from that, right? So I have taken time off from men and I've done the work and I'm still healing because it's always going to be work. So I've done the work. So for me now, when I go out and what I expect, and if I don't have these conversations, like if I'm on Tinder or Bumble or whatever, and I don't have long conversations with somebody, then when I do, for me, it feels better if I do suggestions, if I pick things that I'm interested in, so that way I get an experience out of it and I don't feel like I'm wasting my time. If I have a conversation with a guy and we're having these conversations outside of the application, then he would already know what the date is going to mean. So it just really depends on how far along I'm talking to the person, how much I'm going to put into how I want to date into that person. That's how it works for me because I also travel, so I don't have time to waste. So I just like to do things to like make sure that, you know, we're on the same vibration. I do gym dates. I do things where in the public, but have, you know, me coming outside for a reason, not just for to eat. You know, that's just not how I go. But I know everybody's different. I just wanted to bring up that dating scenario.
Yeah,
I don't want to hold up the line.
but you know what the thing is, before I said anything, you were talking about how he's going to expect something if he pays. He's going to that type of person is going to expect something even if he doesn't pay. You think he's going to be like, damn, she spent $7.99 for her coffee. Now I can't get some pooping. I mean, come on. That type of person is still going to expect something. He'd be like, yay, at least now it's free. I didn't even have to pay the $7.99. He's still going to expect it.
You're absolutely right. Yes, they come in different forms. Oh, yes. You have to vet them. You have to vet them. Like you said before, you even have to vet your the way you take in social media and how you listen to people. So you have to vet all throughout your life. So that I've learned. So and also
people want to know whether or not this woman was black or non-black.
Oh, no, she was white. Yes, that's a good question. She was absolutely white.
Listen, I'm getting ready to get on a dating app myself. I am single and ready to mingle, and I'm about to get on a dating app. I'll let you ladies know what it's like out there, and I'm going to take that.
I would love to hear that.
I might have to do that same thing and just set up time slots and just do some speed dating and just have them as a revolving door, and I just have my notepad just taking notes. You know,
okay, I'm back on the road. Tonya,
all right,
thank you so much. I really appreciate your call and everything you do. All right, bye-bye.
All right. So next we have 2268. And you know what? Maybe I might be able to vet some people to come onto the show so that you all can meet some people out there too. Somebody said it's a hot mess. Lord have mercy. I bet. I can only imagine, especially with the infiltration of the manosphere and red pill into the minds of men as if it wasn't bad enough before. What are you all thinking of my face makeup today and this lip color? This is going to be in the red lipstick
Please leave your
pack.
message for...
Uh-oh, 2268 is not answering. All right. Phone lines are open for the next person to call in. This will be in the red lipstick pack. I'm working very hard to get this thing done so that we can have it in time for Christmas. But I'm looking at the time. I don't think we're going to have it in time for Christmas with this being almost November. Because this stuff, I should have had all of the boxes and everything together by November in order to be, they should have been on sale come, oh wait. No, it's not the beginning of December. It's the end of December is Christmas. But I need to have, I don't know, Christmas sale this year is really up in the air because I don't have all of the items yet. You know, the burnout that I was experiencing in the early part of the year really set me back in terms of just getting everything together. Like this should have been done by August. But you all will still get it even if it's outside of Christmas, right? Right. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, wow. S. King is leaving her boyfriend. I know that's right. All right. Phone lines are open. I'm taking the next call. Or if there's nobody that wants to call in, then I can jump out. But yeah, so this is a mix of two of my lipstick colors. I like to do a lipstick color for the liner and a different color for the inside because I like to have the lips pop. I like for them to look very doll baby-ish. So Empress is asking about the commercials. Yeah, they asked me whether or not I wanted to put commercials in the live, and I said, yeah. I thought we were going to be on here for half an hour. We've been on here for 2 hours, so my bad on the frequency of the commercial because they voted to put it every 6 minutes. They voted. They did say 12 minutes, but I got aggressive and did 6 minutes. But I got to make my money too. You know what I'm saying? Cameron has sent $5 through and says, great show. Thank you, baby girl. Thank you. All right. So if there's no other calls that are coming in, I'm going to give it a few more moments because there's a little bit of a delay between when I say it and when you all hear it. Because if there's no more calls, then we can jump out of here and I've taken care of everyone. And then I can go eat. Thank you. All right, you all, a few more moments and then we're going to talk about the self-love lesson and wrap it up. Whew. My back, like from doing those planks, my whole shoulder blades in the middle, like the whole span, whatever muscle it is back there across the shoulder blades is on fire. All right, so that's it. I don't see any new calls. I will refresh, but then other than that, we're going to jump out of here. There's 400 people on YouTube. There's one person on Twitch, 43 people on Facebook. Facebook is a bum page. Facebook has really fallen off. This is why there's no love lost over there, Facebook. There's no love lost. Because I have a million fans on my Facebook page, but Facebook is truncating my reach. Master is saying commercials are gross. Well, if you want the content, sit through the commercials. I'll take them off once people start giving apples, like in abundance. Thickums wants to call, but she's getting her nails done. All right now. Well, it is how it is. All right. Tamia is saying, it puts me in the mind of a scene from Two Can Play That Game where Gab Union was dating a string of no goods after her friend suggested she get on a dating app. LMBO, watch out, Tonya, and keep detailed notes so you can report back. Lord have mercy. I'm 100% with you, Andrea. I'm now at a conundrum. My brother right under me was the most instrumental to my children, even more than their dad, and transitioned suddenly 8/2/23. Oh, girl, big hugs to you. Oh, my goodness. That sounds traumatizing. SLL, don't wait for someone else to finance what you enjoy. Treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself. That way you don't have to act like you never had nothing or been nowhere. I know that's right. Let's go ahead. Let's get these Oh, there's a call. Hold on. A call just came in. Hold on. Let me grab this last call. Let me turn off the phone lines. Let me grab this last call. And I need to restart my computer so the calls are not stuck in the vortex. My girlfriend tells me that dating apps are a hot mess. Express. I hope your experience is better. Wow, really? I didn't know that was what was going on out there. My goodness. All right, I'm calling back 5675. 5675.
Hello, hi, Miss Tonya.
Hey, you're on Ear Live with Tonya TKO. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Miss. I am calling from somewhere in Oregon. So I'm in the mountains. If you were hearing feedback, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, look, do your things. All right. So talk to us. What's your comment this afternoon?
Well, I've kind of been jumping in and out of the live, but started off by asking, like, how does a man know whether, you as a woman is interested or whatever. But I think men sometimes do not use discernment when they approach certain women. Sometimes they just cast in there and just hope to catch something, right? They're asking for numbers and things like that, and then let's say they exchange numbers. I experience a lot of times. Sometimes men will see you, how you dress, how you act, and things like that, and they will try and humble. So they can see.
Hold on. Men will see. Hold on, because your connection is really bad. So you will say men will see how you dress and how you act, and then what?
So they can see if they see how you present yourself, correct? Whether you're a sports girl, whether you are into fashion, whether you're materialistic, and I'm not saying that in a bad way, because we have girlies that are into aesthetics and things like that, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they'll approach a girl who says, "You see, I'm holding a Gucci bag. I'm supplying it for myself," or things like that. And then you ask me out on a date to go to Wendy's. That doesn't make any sense. Because you can see my aesthetic as noble. You can see my aesthetic as St. Elmo's, and then you approach me, and then you want to take me on a coffee date. It doesn't make sense.
Well, you know what? Some of these men are out here looking for somebody to take care of them. So
That is true
that's
too.
another thing we got to keep in mind, that they can see that Gucci bag and then they'll start fantasizing. Hold on, let me pull up this picture. Which phone did I take these pictures with? I think I took it with my main phone. Hold on. Let me show you these pictures because I need somebody to take a look at this. Is it on? Yeah. Here it is. 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 Right here. They'll see your Gucci bag, and this is going to be the look on their face, like this. You see his face? That is the new season of Love is Blind, and I need to talk about this hot mess express of a couple right there, because this man is straight up gaming this woman.
Mm. Yeah, so we have experiences like that in the dating scene where a man will try and tumble you out of your position, and then they take you on this coffee date. And like the women in the comments are saying, after the coffee date, then what? How do I take you from a coffee date to then take you into what your quote unquote class is used to? Does that make sense?
What's the quote unquote what? From a coffee date to what?
The class, to whatever you are used to in terms of your own activities, that the things that you're used to, you know. I don't know.
Well,
I
you know
think
what?
we
So
should
then
just
hold
use
on.
discernment.
So this is the thing, right? Some women are really into dinner, right? I just happen to not be one of those women that's really into dinner. Some women really enjoy a nice restaurant, and some men really enjoy that too. And so those types of people should be able to connect and meet up and do the things that they like to do. For people who are talking about coffee dates, I'm not a coffee date type of person. And then also trying to transition a person from a coffee date to a more expensive date. Listen, I'm a lifetime entrepreneur. I like men who have money, right? I can tell by the way a man moves whether or not he has money. I can tell by the way he talks whether or not he has money. To me,
Right.
I'm not tripping off of the money that he's spending on a date per se. I'm looking to see how he moves. I'm looking to see what type of moves this man makes. What is his standard for himself? Because
Right. And
does
this
he
is where I'm saying discernment works. You have to use discernment, you as a woman and them as a man. And as we're trying to couple, are we into, like when we're texting each other, you're texting me, hey, what activities are you into? If I tell you, hey, I don't like, or I like axe throwing, I like to go for, what do you call those, escape rooms and things like that.
Okay.
Then after I tell you all those things that I'm interested in, and then you come at me like, oh, how about we just go for coffee and get to find out, what have I been texting you for the past 5 days for?
Yeah, but okay, so hold on. And then let's talk about this real quick. You know what? There's a lot of women who are coming up with a lot of different ways for how they can position it so that he will take you out on a more expensive date, right? What you have to ask
Mm-hmm.
yourself, what is it that you need the expensive date for? Is
Okay,
it,
so I'm giving you the
uh-huh.
example of the expensive date, right? But what I'm saying is, when we meet, we exchange numbers, right? We're texting in between. You're asking me, hey, what activities do you like? We're exchanging information in that texting phase, right? And I'm telling you, I like bowling. I like outside activities. I'm an outdoorsy girl, or I don't even like being outside. I like museums. I like
I
dinners.
want you to answer the
I
question.
tell you,
I want you to answer the question, please. I need you to tell me what is it that you need the expensive date for?
that is where I had given the example of the expensive day. And
Now,
a particular
I'm
girl who
asking,
approached
what
me
is
and
the reason? Hold on. What is the
mhm,
reason that you need the expensive date? Not another woman, not somebody else, you. What is the reason that you?
I don't need an expensive day. I never said I.
Hello? Hello, it's breaking up. It's too bad. And listen, There is nothing wrong with needing an expensive date. If that's what you need, stand on that. Because there are some people out there, sprinkle, that date is indicative of the type of generosity that they want, the type of life that they are going towards, and all of that other stuff. And if that is not in place, then they're not interested. So I'm asking you a question. So if you cannot stand on why you need a certain thing, then why then what's going on?
Okay, can you hear me now? I think I was breaking off. Can you hear
I
me now?
hear you.
Okay. So I gave you the example of an expensive date for a certain lady. I never said I myself expect expensive dates, right? What I'm giving an example is if okay,
So
let's talk
hold
about
on.
me. If,
Yeah. So this is the thing. Why are you on the
okay,
phone talking about what some other woman may or may not need? You can only speak from your point of view.
no,
This is why I'm asking you the question.
oh, okay. So I was going off what the chat was talking about, where, how some other people expect coffee dates and how some other people expect to be fed. So I'm just going with a conversation of what's going on in the chat. But I'm saying on my end, I'm talking to me personally now, right? If I give you the examples of things that I like and things that I'm interested in, me communicating that is kind of giving you a hint of what I would like as a first date. Like I said, I like bowling, I like activities, I like escapism, things like that, right? So for me, if you take me on the date that I am giving you examples of activities that I like and you take me on those, that's indicative to me that you're a good listener, care for what I'm saying, and you are actually interested in dating me intentionally. Am I making sense now?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. All right. Well, I appreciate you calling in from the mountains of Oregon. Thank you so much for your point of view.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Have
All
a good
right.
day.
All right. All right, ladies, and the one or two gentlemen that we have here. Thank you all for coming out. I want to see these self-love lessons. I want you to type SLL for self-love lesson and let me know what is the self-love lesson that you learned from today's broadcast. So there's a lot of things that have come up where we talked about loving ourselves. I want to know, and so listen, I see some Jenna is saying maybe the things she likes happen to be expensive. Let's talk about ourselves. You have to ask yourself, why is it that I need this particular thing? Me personally, I need a man to go on a creative date with me because I want to know how creative he is. I want to know how active he is. I want to know whether or not we're going to have a life that involves travel and fitness and eating well. Because look, after we go and jump around at this trampoline park or wherever it is that we go, we're going to need to eat afterwards. I'm just looking to see how it is that he moves. To me, a life with travel in it is non-negotiable. That I mean, you all know me. We're going to have to travel. We're going to have to get out there on the road. And I have been on expensive dates. I have been listen, I have lived. I have lived. And so these types of things for me, it I I'm moved by other things. You know, I like men who have money. I'm not into men who waste money. I like men who invest money. I'm not into men who just blow cash. That's a turnoff to me. You know, we all have to find what it is that we are looking for. And what happens is that there's a lot of vloggers out there who are advising you from what's right for them. Everybody out there is different. And for me, I just need you to make the decisions from a self-loving place. I need you to make the decisions from a place of, I love myself and I'm honoring myself by participating in this activity. Not coming from a, oh, I don't want to take up too much space. I don't want to spend the man's money. I don't. What is it that you're looking for in a relationship? Are you looking for a generous man who enjoys who he himself? Because I had I had a there was a man who was an executive at a international bank, right? He was a project manager at an international bank, and he made, this was years ago, he made $200,000 to $300,000 a year at his job. This was years ago. So now who knows what that would be, especially in a city like New York. And he himself, it was no stress to him. A $200 meal was nothing to him. This is how he treated himself. And when I went out with him, I was along for the ride. And this guy, he actually liked to, you know what? The thing about, listen, I'm going to tell you all something that's really none of your business, but I'm going to say it anyway, right? I'm going to say it anyway. It's none of your business, but I'm going to say it anyway. He rolled with men who had money, and he had money, and they like to go to the casino. And one day I rolled with them to the casino. And what did they do? So I'm not much of a gambler, but let me tell you ladies something. If you ever hang out, listen, this is just between you and I, listen. If you ever hang out with men who have money who like to go to the casino, just hang near them, near the table, and just be in the spirit of all of that which is happening. And just let them give you chips. Let them give you chips. Blow on their dice for good luck and ask for a portion of the winnings. So I was rolling with these dudes, right? Because one of them had liked me, and, and so not only did I get chips from the table, but I also got this when I tell you this beautiful coat that I cherished for years. Because, they have stores to help you spend your money around these casinos, right? And I got this, oh my gosh, I love this coat so much. It was, I put that son of a biscuit on right then and there, right? I put it on right then and there. And I rocked that coat for years. I love that coat so much. But yes, I'm telling you, if they go into look. And see, the thing about it is, me personally, I live my life in such a way, and I'm asking questions and talking in such a way that if you don't have money, there's no way for you to fake. There's no way for you to fake it. You can't fake it. It's like, if we're talking about what it is that you're doing, how many employees you have, what type of business you're in, whether or not your business is searchable, Googleable, and what does it really say out there? There's no way to fake it. Me personally, I don't need a big, fancy, expensive dinner. I don't personally need that. I do need you to have money, though. And I do need you to have a certain level of generosity that I'm able to get spoiled in the relationship. It doesn't matter if he has money and he's cheap. Not to me. If you're cheap, and you might as well just not have money. Actually, because cheapness is even worse, because you have it and you're choosing not to lavish me. So that's even worse than not having money. I would, if I had to choose between the two, I would prefer a man who has average income, who spends a great portion of whatever. No, I wouldn't even I'm not into people overspending, but let me shut my mouth, because I ain't gonna say something that ain't true. Listen, I done forgot about the self-love lessons. Come on and bring me these self-love lessons. He took her to the Cheesecake Factory. She refused to get out of the car. He should have left her in the parking lot. Why was she in his damn car in the first doggone place? Protect yourself, ladies. Don't get into these people's cars you don't know. And listen. I'm so sick and tired. I'm tired of bum advice from bum women who are giving you dumb bum advice. Why is she in his car in the first place? Why is she trying to act like she's so high caliber and so high class? If that were the case, right? If that were the case, she would have gotten out the fucking car. Excuse my French. Well, it's not French, but excuse my profanity. She would have gotten out the fucking car and taken an Uber to the restaurant that she does want to go to. Like if you living your life like that, go. It's like to people who don't have money, they make big deals about foolishness like that. Come on. It's like it just come on. It's like it's dumb. I can guarantee I'm holding more than she is. And even I wouldn't do some stupidness like that. Like if you really don't want to be there, get up and go someplace else. But Black people is particularly are constantly looking for these foolish outward fluff shows of wealth. Oh, I'm not going to get out of the car because it's the cheese. Girl, go get a freaking salad at the Cheesecake Factory. I don't even know what they have at the Cheesecake Factory. I haven't been there since I was like in college. Me personally, I haven't been there, but I'm sure there's a salad or something I can get in there. Go eat the damn salad and go home. It's like you making a big deal, filming yourself. I didn't see that video. Send it to me. Send it to me, because that's probably a skit. But it's like we are constantly looking for fake outward shows of money. I remember I was in Miami years ago during the Super Bowl, and there were people who were spending their rent money to get into the VIP. Just being able to spend $500 on something. Look, there's a lot of people out there playing the game. Okay, so these people were spending $500 to get into some clubs, spending their rent money. They get back home and their lights are not on. Right, some people can spend some money on you because they are treating you like a freaking trick, and they just want that puss. And then you go and you think they got money and you give it up, but meanwhile you only cost $500. It's like we look for stupidness. Gosh. Let me get out of here. Let me see these self-love lessons. Come on. SLL. I'm doing them for real this time. If you did yours before, copy and paste it. Come on, I'm looking at the screen now. Self-love lesson, come on. Come on. Exactly, meet up in your own car. Exactly. Like, you trying to pretend as if you value yourself so much, but you've allowed yourself to get into a stranger's car? Oh no, girl. Oh no. So now he knows where you live too? Oh, you crazy. Not in 2023. Cheesecake Factory got a wonderful Cajun pasta, very high in calories. I know that's right. If you cannot afford a date, you cannot afford a relationship. You can not only support yourself, you cannot support a family. There's a difference between being able to afford a date and going to a place that has a type of food that you like. Listen. Oh my God, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna close my mouth because you all don't want to hear from me. You all don't want to hear from me, because I've gone out with millionaires who are eating their favorite ethnic foods. It's like, come on. Come on. Come on, SLL, come on. I've gone out with millionaires who are, come on. It's like, that does not depict a millionaire. It doesn't depict a person who has money. It just depicts a person who is spending that on that. Andrea, thank you. Do what's best for you. Self-love lesson. I require a man to be a provider, protector, and to treat me with love, kindness, and generosity, who is here for me. I'm proud of my standards for relationships. I'm worth it. Yes. Hold your standards. Yes. Hold your standards. And hold your standards from a place of self-love. The Cheesecake Factory has good food. Okay. He was going to take her to a nice restaurant, but she was 1 hour late, which caused them to miss their reservation. Choose people based on my own values, not just the place of dinner. So now people, send me this video. I might come back out and just react to this video. cheesecake $4.95 right now to new members, FYI. Vet. My female intuition is my superpower, and it has always kept me safe. The lack of class is evident. No wonder he left her. You talking about the woman slurping those things? Don't put yourself in danger for a date. Exactly. It's like you talking about you value yourself more than the Cheesecake Factory, but you give in Waffle House behavior. Yes, I said Waffle House. The last time I went there was a damn roach that decided to try to eat my meal with me. So no, I ain't no Waffle House friend. Oh, gosh. Let me go from here. I don't evening look Nakers way no more that look dusties. I've dated ball players. It was okay. I find my friend half of her BF. Girl, I hope you using text to speech, because the way that sentence is set up, girl, I don't see no separation between you and the way the type SLL so I can know when the self-love lessons are coming in, because y'all about to get me in trouble out here. Look, a lot of these restaurants canceled Waffle House behavior. Listen, you know it's true. You know it's true. You know it's true. Listen, you know it's true. You know it's true. Listen, you know it's true. You know it's true. I gotta get out of here. Let me check the apples and the PayPal one more time. Tamia sent $5 through. Thank you, Tam Tam. We appreciate that. Thank you. I did Cheesecake Factory as a teenager. Yeah, you know what? That's what I'm saying. I haven't been there since college. But back in the days during college, that was a nice place to go. But somebody made a video the other day, a few years ago, like, why are you in the Cheesecake Factory? Right? Somebody talking about the Cajun dishes. I needed to check the PayPal real quick before we got out of here. Let me just check that real quick. Thank you, Rakaya. This is too much. I do need to talk about this Love is Blind, because this season right here, there's a lot of red flags. There's nothing in the Cash App. So let me, it's Kay said typing fast. Girl, listen, I hear you. I hear what you're saying now, but girl. I appreciate you all for coming in. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And to me, part of loving yourself is creating your standards which are right for you. If you require expensive restaurants, know the reason why you require it, and do what's right for you. If you want to go on a coffee date, know the reason why you want to go on a coffee date, and look within yourself to see if you are self-abusing or self-loving by honoring yourself, or are you shrinking yourself to meet into his, because like she said, one caller called in and talked about the doctor who sat at a coffee thing and just had the men come in every 15 minutes, right? The shirts, still working on it. Tomorrow, you know what? Let me put that on my to-do list, because I'm working on the vitamin E, so that's been taking all of my, so let me, because what happened is I need to, t-shirts, I spelled t-shirts wrong. Oh, it corrected it. T-shirts. Continue, create task. All right. So I forgot what I was even saying. The t-shirts, I need to call screen printers and get some quotes. So thank you for that reminder. Keep reminding me, because all of my effort has been going towards the vitamin E and the lipsticks, because I'm trying to get those for Christmas. So, and then also I need to work on some recordings and stuff like that. So I appreciate all of you for coming out and being a part of this broadcast. We broadcasted longer than I thought we would. We're at 2 hours and 54 minutes. Let me get out of here. Thank you all so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I was saying self-love is knowing the reasons why you're doing something and make sure that you're honoring yourself, not from a space of limiting beliefs, but from a space of self-honoring and doing what is right for you. If you require I was talking about the doctor. The doctor sat there and had her back-to-back coffee dates and she had the money. And then there's other people who require expensive dates. And if that is what your standard is and you know why you have that standard and you don't want anything less than that, go for that. If a man paying only the light bill is good enough for you and you coming in from a place of self-love in that one now, I mean, maybe he's disabled. And let me get off of here because I was about to talk about the man with the short arm again. And I know some of you out there got short arms. So I'm not going to make fun of nobody's different abilities. So let me get out of here. I'll see you all in the next video. Tonya TKO and I'm out. Peace. Ciao. Listen. Woo! Got me saying no, 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 no. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. All right, y'all. I'll see you all in the next video. Send me that video of the girl in the car. I'll see you all later. Bye. Oh, you did? Thank you, Vena.